We are in a hyper-sterilized world when it comes from businesses working with other businesses. We stop being humans very quickly under the veneer, the guise of being professional. Screw being professional all the time. Be a person. Be who you are, because people still need to do business with who they like. They want to know the person on the other end of the phone and trust that person. Send a casual email. Send a casual marketing blast. I guarantee you your response rate will go up. We have, under a guise of being more and more digitally numb, right? All we see is our digital content over and over and over and over again, so we become more numb to it. Do you know that in New York City, there's a store that exists to sell only pencils? Pencils. All the different kinds of pencils from all around the world. Why on earth would anybody need a pencil? We all have tablets and phones and everything else. Because the further we move digitally, the more we work away from being authentic and just writing stuff down and just being normal people like we've always been. And this store has cropped up right around that industry in the heart of Wall Street. Why? Because people crave that thing that they don't have. So be as authentic as possible. And then lastly, hurdles are to be celebrated. When you bump into a hurdle in your business, guess who else is bumping into that same hurdle? All of your competitors, every single one of them. So the bigger the hurdle, the more valuable it is. You should be excited to get into that hurdle, because once you figure out how to get around that Rubik's Cube, around that big rock that's in front of your path, the more likely you are to not only be successful, but to leave your competitors in the dust. So when you find that hurdle, double down, triple down. The bigger the hurdle, the greater the reward. This is true in every single business. So in closing, in an overproduced world, being real sells. Being a real person, being a real business, having an opinion matters. Life happens for you, not to you. Life is 10% what happens to me, 90% how I react to it. I am living proof. I should be an alcoholic. I've never been drunk in my life. Never tasted a beer. No, I'm not Mormon. I've seen what alcohol can do in mass to people. I choose not to go down that path. I could have just stayed in my dumb hick town and worked at the sawmill or the paper mill like everybody else. Which at the time, man, you made 50 grand a year. That was it. You were living on the island. I could have gone down that path, and I didn't, because I took those disadvantages and made them as positive as humanly possible to put a fire in my belly and you just cannot stop that. If you are stuck at work, if your business is not growing, that is your fault. And it's your fault because you aren't taking risks. You aren't trying new things. The 25-year-old you would kick your own ass, seeing you read the newspaper and click on Google and do a bunch of fantasy sports crap all day at work. That's not how you built your business. That's not how you're going to continue to build your business. So add risk in on a daily basis. You shouldn't be asking, how risky is this? You should be asking, is this risky enough? And then lastly, fail faster. That's how you're going to win. And I'm going to prove that to you real quick in closing. What does winning teach you?
Man who never failed chemistry.
What winning teaches you is to do that thing over and over and over and over again, ad nauseam. We don't know why it works. We just know it did work, so don't stop. Think of actors and musicians. Those are the easiest ones to remember. You get those actors who basically play the same character over and over and over. And you get that musician who's like, hey, I got the one-hit wonder, and then they make 5 more songs that sound just like the one-hit wonder, and then what happens? That's it, they're done so, right? They never iterate. You look at a band like the Beatles, from I Want to Hold Your Hand to the White Album, I would say that's pretty far apart, right? One's a psychedelic trip and one's like a boy band, right? They took big risks, they changed. Failing has value. It tells you what doesn't work. Oh, we turn that key, that's not the right one. We turn the next key, that's not the right one. We turn that key, that's not the right one. Finally, we find the right one. Aha! We figured out the way not to do it. So let's not do those again. Let's double down on the things that are winning. Winning doesn't teach you anything. Failing should be celebrated. How many of you in the room, this is especially true for your employees, penalize your employees if they screw up, if they fail at something? Almost all of us, right? Most people go, man, I had this employee, they screwed something up, it didn't work, now I'm mad at them. You're rewarding the wrong behavior. They took a small risk, it didn't work out. Assuming you're still in business, you're gonna be fine. Take that, bring it into the fold and go, hey everybody, Jan tried this thing. It didn't work so well. Jan, why don't you think that it worked? Let's use this as a case study. Okay, everybody, we've now established this. Let's not do that again. Let's add to the roster of things that didn't work. We'll try the next version and the next until we get there. Failure matters most.